Hello, welcome to my mom in the UK. My name is Aminat Ayodele. I'm a Niger mom living in Wales. On this channel, I share my experience of living as a mom in the UK with kids, how I navigate life in the UK. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with us what it feels like to be a Muslim in the UK. If you are joining me for the first time, thanks so much for clicking the link to watch. Please subscribe to my channel and please like the video. So what does it feel like to be a Muslim in the UK? For people that have been in the UK or that are planning to come to the UK, a lot of questions would come up around how do you guys manage in terms of religion? Well, I must admit that it could be a little bit lonely because, as you all know, UK is predominantly Christian community. Christian country. The country is more of Christians, but that does not mean that there are no Muslims living in the country. We have Asian, we have Africans, we have so many other foreigners that are not Christians living in the country. But the percentage is still not compared to what we have back home in Nigeria, for example. So there are so many things that are different. One of it is the isolation. You might find yourself being the only Muslim in the street or even in a particular town or area. It doesn't mean that there are no other Muslims there, but you not meet yourselves on time. And even when you finally see someone that maybe you think this person should be a Muslim, it might be someone that you can't communicate easily with. Like it might be someone that is not from where you are originally from. So there could be that challenge of language which will affect your communication. So you still feel like, yeah, this person is a Muslim, but you can't go beyond just knowing that there is a Muslim around where you live. There could be that feeling of being isolated. For example, like this Ramadan, we know how it is back home in Nigeria, where everywhere, even other religion would know that there's something happening. There will be call to prayers here and there. There will be tafsir. There will be waking up of sahur in some mosque. It's not like that here. You have to probably do everything in your home. Like you have to pray tarawih in your home. You have to just listen to tafsir on your TV. And if you even manage to see a mosque, it might be so far from you. For example, the only mosque around us here, where I live in Wales, is about 20-25 minutes by car to go. So it's not even an option to say you want to go and be observing tarawih there, you know. And in some occasions they will not even open the mosque for normal daily prayers except during Eid or Juma. So that is one of the challenges, the isolation. So for those that are coming to the UK for the first time, or for those that are planning to come to the UK, or those that just enter the UK, this is one of the things that you will realize it's happening. Don't feel alone. We've been here, we've been managing it, we've been surviving it, and we're still fine. What is important is whenever one have the chance, like if you are opportune to meet a Muslim like yourself, no matter how much difference between you guys, try and say Assalamu alaikum. If it's someone you can communicate with, try and initiate a conversation. There is that sense of belonging. There's that sense of belonging when you see your fellow Muslim. You kind of feel, homely, like, yeah, this person is practicing my religion. I am not alone. And again, in some areas in the UK, I know Birmingham, for example, there are some communities where there are more Muslims. So a lot of people consider that when they are moving to the UK, they consider locations where there are more Muslims. That way, you are within the environment. You are among the people. You are among the people of the same belief like yourself. So you might want to also consider that when you are planning your movement, or even when you are in the UK, if you are planning to change environment, you might take that as one of your criteria to select wherever you want to move to next. And then in terms of raising kids in the UK, there's no light to this. There's no two ways about this. You have to be intentional about incorporating religion, Islam, into your daily activities, into your daily routine. If you don't teach your children how to pray at home in the UK here, it's not like a typical Nigeria where children come back from school and you send them to madrasa. There they learn how to pray, they learn how to read the Quran, they learn some other things, and there are mosques around where you can send them to go and pray. No, it's not like that here. So you have to make intentional decision to pray with your children at home, to read the Quran with them if you are conversant with that, to teach them the Islamic knowledge, to bring them up in an Islamic way. You have to be intentional about that. You have to do it. You have to prioritize that, or else, considering the nature of the environment, considering the exposure they will have to other religion in school, within the community, if you leave that to chance, it might be so difficult to bring them back, considering so many different things. Like different things, when I mean different things, you should understand that that is happening in this country, which are like immoral in our own African setting. So you might want to make sure, you might want to make it a point of duty to pray with your children, to teach them how to pray, teach them how to read the Quran, and so many other things. If you can't afford to do that, probably because you don't just have the time, or because you are not conversant with the Quran, you can't teach them, you can make extra effort to engage someone that can be teaching them online. They can teach them via Zoom, they can teach them via Google Meet. It doesn't have to be someone living in the UK already. It could be some people back home in Nigeria, whatever country you are from. So you could engage the service of someone in your country that could teach them online, while you provide that opportunity for them to interact with the teacher. That way you are not leaving anything to chance. Another way you can ensure that your children get that Islamic knowledge as they are growing up is to expose them to more Islamic channels. Zaki and Friends, One for Kids. I think that Zaki and Friends is the One for Kids channel. The New Kids Academy. There's also Omar Hana. All those channels. There are many more of that of those Islamic channels. Try and ensure that the children watches those channels once in a while, just so they could learn some things about Islam. In terms of schooling, well, I haven't really come across anyone saying there is a Muslim school in the UK. You know, in Nigeria, you have the option of saying, I'll put my kids in a Muslim school. Here, there's none around here. Even the so-called private school, they are even more like Christian schools, like Methodist or Catholic, I don't know. So if you want to put your kids in school, you might not have any option than to put them in the normal public school, where Islamic knowledge, Islamic teachings are not done, and where they might be the only Muslim in that school, depending on the community that you live. So that is why you need to make sure that you teach your children at home, because you shouldn't expect anything from school. And dressing to school, believe me, children can dress anyhow they want. If your children have started using hijab back home in Nigeria or from wherever country you're coming from, don't think maybe that could be a problem now that you're in the UK. No, they can continue using their hijabs. They can continue dressing that way to school. No one is going to stop them. Start that with them. If you are just planning to come to the UK, get as many hijab as you can for them when they are coming. And once you put them in school, let them dress to school in the way you want them to appear, or in the way they have been appearing. No one is going to stop them from doing that. And because and if you're already in the UK and you are not sure if that could be a problem, you can introduce that. Let them wear their hijabs to school, as long as you have they've been taught the importance of using hijab, because their friends will ask questions, they'll worry, they'll ask them why they are dressing differently. They will be able to say it is part of my religion. They won't feel bad dressing differently from other kids, and they won't feel intimidated, they won't feel pressure to dress anyhow compared to other kids that they meet in school. So that is not a problem if you want your kids to continue using their hijab or in whatever way they've been dressing. If you are wondering where to get these kids hijab, like all those small hijabs that children use back in Nigeria, on AliExpress you can get lots and lots of different hijabs for the kids, for yourself, jilbab, jalabia, all those modest wear. If you don't want to check on AliExpress because it's a Chinese website, almost all of them are Chinese websites, to be honest. You can also check Shein. You can check Modernisa for your maybe heat clothes for kids, for yourself, for your family. You can check Modernisa for modest wears. You can check AliExpress. AliExpress really normally takes time, to be honest. So Modernisa is my go-to for stuff like that, for hijab and dresses for it, for yourself and your kids. And I once saw, there was a time I saw a scarf in Mataland. So if you look around in those shops too, you might come across some scarves for those that are putting on scarves, but I don't think you can see jalabia, depending on your location, so to say. If you live in the city like London, Manchester, where there are more blacks, there could be more shops to get those things. But if you are in a location just like myself, online would be your go-to option. And there's nothing you're looking for that you can't get. Prayer mats, Quran, Hadith, whatever, Tasbih, whatever, you will find them online. It's just a matter of you searching for them. And then in terms of work, a lot of people are concerned about the way they dressed while they moved to the UK. You can use your hijab anywhere, you can use your scarf anywhere you are working. It is even better that as you are starting, you dress the way you want them to see you. Like, you don't have to pretend, you don't have to feel insecure. Like, if I dress this way, is it going to affect my relationship? Is it going to affect my job? No, just appear the way you want them to see you. Dress the way you've been dressing. I'm not sure about people that use chemo. I haven't really come across anyone where I stay, so I really don't know about their challenges in terms of work. But I must tell you that you are free to use your scarf, you are free to use your hijab to work, no matter your profession. You are free to dress modestly to your workplace without anybody challenging you that why do you dress that way. And you are free to excuse yourself, to say you want to go and pray. As a matter of fact, I remember this time around last year during Ramadan, my manager then was so much concerned about how our Ramadan schedule, like waking up early, waking up in the midnight, and how that was going to affect me at work. She was so nice, to say. She was so nice, asking me if I wanted a different time in the way I work, if I wanted maybe work more time at night and less time in the morning, considering that I have to wake up early for sahur. So that is because I told her a little bit about the religion. I carry her along on some things that we do, like when it was time for Ramadan. So don't hide your religion, don't pretend that you're a Muslim. It's your identity. Let people know the religion you practice, let them know the way you dress, let them know what you can't compromise, and no one is going to actually do anything to you as long as you are confident in your belief and in the way you appear. And so lastly, I'll be talking about Eid. If you are new in the UK or if you are planning to come, Eid is so different here. I know in some places they do pray on the field, but since I came here, I have never found myself praying on the field, like where we have so many people praying on the field outside. No, we've always prayed in the mosque and with other foreigners, Asians, all those the Pakistani people. we've always prayed inside the mosque. So it's not like the typical Nigeria where we all gather outside where everywhere is bubbling. No, you might find yourself in the midst of people asking, what are you celebrating today? That's because it's so different here. When you are working, for example, don't expect public holiday for Eid. Either of the, I mean, for Eid al-Fitr or Eid al-Kabir, don't expect public holiday because it's not part of their celebrations here. It's not part of what they do here. So you might want to take some leave. You might want to plan some leave days ahead of Eid al-Fitr so that you won't be working on Eid day, and Eid al-Kabir the same thing. So or you might want to swap your time, your shift with other people that are not Muslims. And in terms of the party, there's really nothing much to do on Eid day, but for some of us that have understood that we need to go extra mile to make our kids feel that atmosphere that yes, something is happening, Eid is happening, we try to call our friends and say, oh, let's come to your place and celebrate this, or you come to our side to celebrate this. So that way the kids come together. They don't just feel like it's only Christmas that is loud here. We try to make it loud for them as well by coming together from different locations to celebrate Eid and rotate it among ourselves. Those are some of the things I think I should share with us as we are Muslim. Ramadan Mubarak. I hope you are having a nice one. May Allah give us the chance to witness more Ramadan in life, and may He not deny us the reward. May He not deny us the reward contained in this blessed month. Thank you. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and watch previous videos that I've done around living in the UK, driving in the UK, childcare in the UK. Thank you so much. Bye.